الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. We were discussing all the sunnahs of wudu. That was those things which increases your wudu in value, but it is not a condition to say that if you do not do it, your wudu is not done. So the next thing is what we say, وَيُرَتِّبُ الْوُضُوءَ, to do the wudu in a particular order. So hypothetically, if you reverse the order, see Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha qumtum ila salati faghsilu wujuhakum, wash your face, wa aydiyakum, then your arms, wamsahu bi ru'usikum, make massage of your head, wa arjulakum ila al-ka'bayn, then your feet. So that is the order of the four broader things. So it is good to keep it in that order, but it is not necessary. It is not farz. And this is a lesson in usul al-fiqh, which you done, mashallah, you also usuli. So he's saying, وَيُرَتِّبُ الْوُضُوءَ, he will give tartib. Or you can say the other كده, وَتَرْتِيبُ الْوُضُوء. وَتَرْتِيبُ الْوُضُوء لَيْسَ بِفَرْضٍ لكن هو سنة, right? So, فَيَبْدَأُ بِمَا بَدَأَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى بِذِكْرِهِ. So he will begin, يعني the متوضئ المتوضئ يبدأ he will start with what Allah Ta'ala starts. What Allah Ta'ala starts with, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم. You will wash your face first, right? So now he's speaking here only about like the farais. Obviously, if you're going to add the sunnah in, then there's also a place for the sunnah that you must do. That you will do, inshallah, if you want more details with regard to sunnah, etc. You have to look at the more detailed kitabs. But here he's basically giving you the tartib of what? Of the farais. So, so this shows you now, if you understood this, if a person went and he washed his feet first, and then he washed his face, then he made masa, is his wudu done? Is his wudu done? Yes, it's done. But he deprived himself from some important reward because he reversed the order, right? So, فَيَبْدَأُ بِمَا بَدَأَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى بِذِكْرِهِ. He will start that which Allah Ta'ala started it first, right? Then you got wabit tayamuni also there. Huh? Wabil mayamini. Wabil. And then also you must start with the right. So this is interesting. Anything which is, so to say, good, which is positive, all of that you must do with the right. Like when you're giving somebody something, you're entering the masjid, you're entering the madrasa, you're turning the pages of the Quran, you're turning the pages of the kitab also, all of that should be done with the right hand. So because, and things which are, so to say, negative, like you go to the toilet to make istinja, you enter the toilet is a negative thing, you need to scratch somewhere in an awkward position, then you scratch with your left hand, right? You need to cross dirty water or something that's najis, etc. Then you do it with your left hand, you do it with your left foot, etc. Are you with me? So, see, وَالتَّرْتِيبُ فِي الْوُضُوءِ سُنَّةٌ عِنْدَنَا, that to do your farais, obviously in this order is sunnat. And then obviously if you are adding the other sunnat, like, gargling, your nose, the swat, etc., etc., then to maintain that order will also be sunnat. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So like we say first you must say Bismillah, then you wash your hands, then you cleanse your mouth, then you actually wash your hands, make the swat, then you do your mouth, then you do your nose, right, etc. So that order, following that order, there will also be sunnat. Are you with me, right? So, in the Shafi'i fardun, interesting. According to Imam Shafi, it is farz. You have to say first, face, hands, etc. لقوله عليه لقوله تعالى. Why he says, look here, Allah Ta'ala has mentioned this as a specific order in the Quran. And what he's saying is, Allah Ta'ala never mentioned this order for fun. Allah Ta'ala arranged it in a special order. So if you want that order, if you want to do it, you have to also do it. So if you want that, so Allah Ta'ala never mentioned the order just for fun. Allah Ta'ala never mentioned the order just to pass time. Allah Ta'ala specifically mentioned that order. If you're going to say no, you can reverse the order. This is Imam Shafi's reasoning. That means you're saying Allah Ta'ala mentioned that order for no good reason. You understand what I'm saying? See, he's saying, Allah Ta'ala says, فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ, and he says, وَالْفَاءُ لِلتَّعْقِيبِ. See, فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ, that Fa means something must come after the next thing immediately. Like I'll give you an example. If I say Ja'a Zaidun wa Amrun, sorry, I say Ja'a Zaidun fa Amrun. I say Zaid came, fa Amrun, and Amr came. It means Amr came immediately after Zaid. What means? It means Amr came immediately after Zaid. So same thing, he's saying, see, Allah says, when you wish to pray, فَغْسِلُوا, then you immediately stand up and pray, wash your face. So he says, just shows you, that means the washing of the face must be the first thing after intending prayer. So it's the thing that comes immediately after that. Stay with me. Right. So he's saying, فَغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَ الْآيَةِ وَالْفَاءُ لِلتَّعْقِيبِ. Fa comes to show that this must come after that. ولنا أن المذكور فيها حرف الواو وهي المطلق وهي لمطلق الجمع بإجماع أهل اللغة. We say, look here, you see فَغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ وفغسلوا إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم من الكعبين. Yeah, you have between all of this, you have wow, wow, wow. And wow means to join something. So look at me 1 second. If I tell you, for example, I tell you that we had a function last night, Zaid came, and Amr came, and Bakr came, and Luqman came, and this one came. Now, by me saying wow and wow, does it mean it came in a specific order? No. They are all together. They are all unanimous, or they're all united in their coming. It doesn't mean that first Bakr came, then Zaid came. I'm just giving you information. So same thing when Allah Ta'ala says, look, you must wash your face, you must wash your arms, you must make masa of your head, and you must wash your feet. This is just for mutlaq jama. Just to say they are all partners in majia. They're all partners in the fact that they came, but they're not partners in the fact, but it does not point towards order. So that is you done this, mashallah, you done this in Usul al-Fiqh. You done it already in Surah Shashi. Wow, لمطلق الجمع. So they're saying, ولنا أن المذكور فيها. We say that was mentioned in the harf, harf of wow. وهي لمطلق الجمع. It just comes for general joining. It doesn't come to show any particular order. بإجماع أهل اللغة. And there's unanimity amongst the ulama of lugha. Like how, you get ulama of tafsir, you get ulama of fiqh, you get ulama of what you call it, of hadith. Like that also, you get the ulama that specialize in lugha, in language. And if you look at the big nahwa kitabs, you see some of them, Sebway, etc. These are the imams. These are the imams of nahwa. So like how you get the imams of fiqh, you also get the imams of nahwa. So there's no, it's like how you get difference of opinion in Imam Abu Hanifa says so, Imam Shafi says so, Imam Maliki says so, Sufyan Thawri says so, Abdullah ibn Mubarak says so. There's ikhtilaf in fiqh. Like that also you get ikhtilaf in nahwa. Not in the basic simple things, but like, this will be munsarif, this is munsarif, this is ghair munsarif, this is the harakat. So there you also, but this masla here, that the one comes from mutlaq jama, there's no ikhtilaf among the ulama. This is like how you say, like you say, Allah Ta'ala is one. Any mazhab got an ikhtilaf in that, or the Hanaf, the Maturidiya have a difference in that, or the Ashari, no. Or like you say, you must wash your face in wudu. Any mazhab got, whether it's Shafi, Hanafi, Maliki, all of them say you must wash your face. So that's what he's saying. This is a unanimous masla amongst all the ulama of lughat, that wow just comes from mutlaq jam. It just comes to join something. It doesn't come to say that one must come after the other, right? So فتقتضي إقامة إقامة غسل جملة الأعداء. So, but if it comes from mutlaq jama, it demands that bringing إقامة غسل, you got the إقامة غسل جملة that you must bring the washing of all the limbs after standing up for prayer. That's what it means. That ibarat is a bit tricky. It means just that when you stand up for prayer, you must wash all the limbs, whether it whether it is the face first or the hand. That is what it ibarat means. يعني فتقتضي ذكر الواوي. Right, you with me? The mention what it demands إقامة, that you bring غسلي, that you bring the washing جملة الأعداء, the washing of all the limbs. You got it? Sure. So فتقتضي إقامة غسل جملة الأعداء, right? So that is the one sunnat, right? Then the next sunnat, one Bada'atu bil mayamini fadilatun. Then to start with the right. So in other words, when you're washing your arms, to wash your arm first. Okay, read the text there. Oh, you read it there? You read it? Okay. Well, bada'u to wash your right first. Fadilatun. It is a special virtue. Like and I expanded upon this earlier. Anything which is positive, you do with the right, right? When you start you dishing out something, you start to the right, or somebody say kabbir, kabbir, start with the elder. Why? لقوله عليه الصلاة والسلام إن الله تعالى يحب التيامن, because it's a clear hadith which is the wisdom to love, to begin with the right في كل شيء, in everything, حتى التنعل, you got to until his shoes, right? والترجل, and combing. So when you put your shoes on, you put the right foot first. You put the left. Then you, when you take it, when you combing, you start the right side of your head, and then when you taking off, you take off on the left. Now, actually, this is interesting thing now here. So that is actually where the Ibarah, the text of Hidayah, finishes, right? That is where the text of Hidayah finishes. But here in this Shara I got here of mine, this got something extra. And I'm going to give you the reason why the extra is here. I'll explain you first. There's another masa called what tawali. What tawali? Now, this is an important question because a lot of people ask me this also. That tawali means to do things in quick succession. To do the thing in quick succession. And when we say in quick succession, what do we mean by quick succession? That you must wash the next lump before the previous lump dries. Right. So I'll give you an example to understand this first now. You are making wudu. You are making wudu, and your mother called you in between, or your wife called you in between. She said, "Come and help you with the pot here quickly." And you know, if you don't help your wife with the pot, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get a tapparkainge. You're gonna get a shot. So you stopped and you went to help her, and you came back. And when you came back, maybe you washed your face so far, so your face was dry. Is it necessary to start again your wudu afresh? So this comes under the of Tawali. A lot of people ask this question also. It comes under this here. They say, Mufti, we made, we needed a far ghusl or whatever, and we bath everything, and then we forgot to rinse our mouth. So 1 hour later, we realized, we remembered we never rinse our mouth, and we never rinse our nose. Is it necessary to do the whole ghusl again? Is it necessary to do the wudu again? Or can I just, in fact, somebody asked me this question last week, one Molana asked me this question. So is it necessary for me to redo the whole ghusl? Is it necessary for me to redo the whole wudu? Or can I just now gargle my mouth and write? So the other madhabs are but rigid with this. They are strict, if I remember correctly. The Maliki madhab, etc. said that, you must wash the next lump before the other lump dries. In the Hanafi madhab, it's not so rigid. If you made half a wudu and you came back 2 hours later and you made the rest of the wudu, that's done. Or you bathe, you made wudu, or you wash your whole body, you never wash your mouth, or you never wash your nose, and you came back at a later stage, and then you wash your mouth, you wash your nose, we say no problem, your wudu is done, your ghusl is done, etc. Right? Right. So we say no problem. Your wudu done. But to do it in quick succession so that before the one lump dries and you wash next lump, that is sunnat. Are you with me? So that is tawali. So that's the next thing. So this ibarat is linked here. It's linked to this. You can say, وَسُنَنُ الْوُضُوءُ التَّوَالِي. And this is Yaiman Kusa. That is why you say tawali, right? Then the next is وَمَسْحُ الرَّقَبَةِ, to make masa of the nape. Remember, the nape is the back part. When we discussed the whole masa, I showed you, you use the back of your fingers. After you finish the last things, you pass the back of the fingers on the back of your neck, right? So, uh, so that to make masa, and I told you it's a lot of health benefits. It cools you down. Try it on a very hot day. Put pass a cold hand. I remember when I was so small, they were saying something. It's like a band. Like a band which has like almost like an ice pack thing. So you keep this in the fridge, and it's like it you wear this around your neck, it cools your whole body down, right? So to do your wudu in quick succession, that the one limb is washed before the next limb get dry, and to make masa of the nape. Also, okay, before I come to this part now, this masa of the nape, um, the Salafis, they say there's no such thing as masa of the nape. They reject it. They say it's bid'at. But you see this difference of us with the Salafis, it relates to a usuli difference. And what's the usuli difference? The usuli difference is this, that we say that a weak hadith can be used for fazilat. We will take a weak hadith, but we won't establish laws for it. Like we won't take a weak hadith. Inshallah, you'll do more of this when you do your usul al-fiqh. Or if you do takhassus fil fiqh, sorry, you do takhassus fil hadith, you will expand on this point a bit more. We say, they say all weak hadith, you totally ignore it. Weak hadith goes straight into the rubbish bin. Weak hadith goes straight into the rubbish bin. You don't take any notice of it. But we say, look here, if a weak hadith is weak, it's not very weak. It is medium category weak. It is medium category weak, and it's not about laws like this is halal, this is haram. It just gives you fazilat that if you do this, you'll get this reward. And it is in keeping with the other usul of sharia. It's not coming with something new. Then you can practice upon it. So, so I told you the reason why we say you should make masal the knife, and why they say you shouldn't. It reverses an usuli difference that we accept. And the interesting thing here is that the jamhur of the muhaddisin. There's another word I want you to acquaint yourself with. When I say jamhur, means the vast majority. So the jamhur of the muhaddithin of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the vast majority, they say that a weak hadith can be used for fazilat. A weak. That is why also we have the difference of opinion. Like now we get coming up the 15th of Shaban, we say there is fazilat for it, right? So because it's a weak hadith, we're not establishing any law with it. We're just saying it's a blessed night. So we say you can establish the virtue of this night. It's a weak hadith. It's not very, very weak. It is mutawassit du'f. It's a middle category of weakness. So we establish that's why if you go to the Arab world, if you go to any of the GCC countries, Gulf Cooperation is Saudi, you go to Qatar, you go to Bahrain, all of they don't have nothing on the. My sister-in-law, she also lives in Qatar. She's a teacher there. So I'll ask her, 15th of Shaban, anything? They say normal night. What is it? Normal night. And there's the same thing I told you. This because this relates to this fact here that they don't accept weak hadith. They say a weak hadith is as good as a mawdu' hadith as the family can. So this Masur Raqaba is proven by a weak hadith, and I gave you the reason why we accept it. You're not establishing a new law. You're not saying it's faraz. You're not saying it's sunnah. You're just saying there's fazilat for it. All right. So the next thing I want to tell you is this here. See, if you look at the original Hidayah, like in your Hidayah, it doesn't have Tawali. And even in this Shara of mine, it doesn't have Tawali. And it doesn't have Masr Raqaba. It doesn't have it. So why in this kitab here, this here is a commentary by a living alim. His mana, Samiruddin. He lives in the UK. And he also got a Shara on Quduri. And it's a very nice Shara. He got all of the line. So he gives a reason. He said, why did he add it here? Listen nicely. Listen nicely to understand why he added this here. You see, remember I told you, the original Hidayah, the overline Ibarat. See your kitab here, you got the overline Ibarat, right? This overline Ibarat is either the text of Jami Saghir or it is the text of Quduri. And then the Ibarat has got no line. This is Sahib Hidayah's explanation. What is this? What is this? Right, right, you got it. Now, what he says here, inshallah, I hope I understand it right in Urdu. He says here, if you look at the original copies of Quduri, you go back now, because remember he died taken from Quduri Sharif. Listen nicely, you don't understand. Some copies of Quduri has got Tawali and Masur Raqaba as part of the Sunnah. And some copies of Quduri don't have it. Some copies of Quduri have it and some copies don't have it. So probably Sahib Hidayah, his copy of Quduri never have it. That's why he don't have it under Quduri's Ibarat. So he says some copies of Quduri does have it. So based on the fact that it's found in some copies of Quduri, he does have it in. That's why he added it. Right? Now, just another thing I want to mention to you. I told you some copies of Quduri got it, some copies of Quduri don't have it. Now you tell me now, how can one kitab differ from another kitab? How does this happen? Remember, I'll explain you this. Remember, in previous days, there was no printing press. A person don't write a book and you go publish the book and you go to the printing press. Like now today, you write a book, you go to you double check it, you triple check it, you go to the printing press, they print it for you free of charge and they give it whatever, like them. That's not how it was. In the previous days, this is how it worked. A person writes a kitab, then he teaches the kitab to his students, and each one writes it down, right? And that person teaches to somebody else, and he writes it down. And that person teaches to somebody else until we came to the printing press. So like that, you have different copies of every kitab. That's why if you look at every kitab when you read in the beginning, they tell you this is Bukhari Sharif from this student of Imam Bukhari. This is Kuduri. This copy is Baulaki's copy and comes from this student. So it could be at one time when the Ustad taught the book, he mentioned the Tawali and he mentioned the Masurakaba. Or it could be that one time when he taught it, he never mentioned it. Or it could be that maybe one student, when he forgot to write it in. You understand what I'm saying? So that is why when the ulama publish books, they try to get as many as possible of the written manuscripts, and then they author the book. So here, Mulana Samiruddin from UK, he added this in, and I gave you the reason. He's saying that some copies of Kuduri does have this. So if it is in Kuduri and Hidayah Sharif, obviously the original text is from Kuduri Sharif, so it means this is supposed to be here. It is supposed to be here. So that is why he added it. Right. Okay, I see time is up. You stop there. We shall continue tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow is Friday. Times are slightly different. We'll announce it. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka. I hope that all makes sense with you what I explained to you. I'll